But did you know some of the foods that you might be feeding your kids are banned in other countries because of certain ingredients? So how do they... But did you know some of the foods that you might be feeding your kids are banned in other countries because of certain ingredients? So how are they allowed in the U.S.? I talked to an expert to find out if families should maybe be concerned about these very common foods.
Ingredients: sugar, corn syrup, hydrogenated palm kernel oil.
Trina Rose is not only a busy mom trying to serve the healthiest foods possible to her 4 kids, but also a hospital wellness coordinator. Are you just surprised that there are products sold legally in the U.S. but have ingredients that are banned in other countries?
Kind of surprised and kind of not.
There are products sold legally in the U.S. but have ingredients that are banned in other countries.
Kind of surprised and kind of not. I think we do fast, cheap, and easy in America and kind of everything in excess.
So what are we talking about? Skittles, Pop-Tarts, Gatorade. Oh, and those yummy Little Debbies. Banned in the European Union because of dyes like Yellow 5, Yellow 6, and Red 40. The EU banned these artificial colors after scientific research indicated they could be harmful to health, especially to young children.
We do allow GMOs here, but in most of Europe, they don't.
Amanda Deering, an associate professor at Purdue's, they could be harmful to health, especially to young children.
We do allow GMOs here, but in most of Europe, they don't.
Amanda Deering, an associate professor at Purdue's job is food safety.
I could see how that would be alarming, that, how come Europe doesn't allow something that we eat every day? And I could see the concern, but I think too, it's all about how much, that, how come Europe doesn't allow something that we eat every day? And I could see the concern, but I think too, it's all about how much of that chemical that could actually cause illness.
Coffee Mate, Ritz crackers, those warm buttery Pillsbury biscuits, all banned in Switzerland, Austria, Hungary, Iceland, Norway, and Denmark because of trans fats like partially hydrogenated soybean and cottonseed oils. Wheat thins and cereals like Frosted Flakes banned in the United Kingdom, Japan, and parts of Europe because of a chemical called BHT, a flavor enhancer. The foods we eat are tested in laboratories like this one on the Purdue campus every day. But simply put, Associate Professor Deering said, a flavor enhancer. The foods we eat are tested in laboratories like this one on the Purdue campus every day. But simply put, Associate Professor Deering says the FDA and their food guidelines are some of the strictest in the world.
Red 40, Yellow 5, FDA, they review these things all the time. So if there's new data that comes out that says, we can show that this dye is actually more dangerous than what we thought, they're going to review that and then put those restrictions on.
And as for Trina, the simple rule she follows for her kids?
We would talk farm or factory. Like, did it come from a farm or a factory? And if it came from a factory, it probably wasn't very healthy for us. And we talk about closest to the source, so try to eat foods in their most natural state.
It's not food.
So many ingredients in American packaged food are literally legal in other countries. Frozen desserts, like drumsticks, contain carrageenan, which can negatively affect the digestive system.
Looks like food and tastes like food, but whatever is in it is not food.
So many ingredients in American packaged food are literally legal in other countries. Frozen desserts, like drumsticks, contain carrageenan, which can negatively affect the digestive system. BHTs interfere with hormone production and are found in processed foods and drinks like meat, chips, cereal, butter, and beer. Cereals like Frosted Flakes contain BHTs. Some cereals like Lucky Charms use Yellow 5, Yellow 6, and Red 40, even though they're known to cause itching and hives. This is why it's so important to read labels.
Shalom, shalom, Yasharel. All praises and glory goes to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rekakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and salutations unto the leg and feeding the sheep of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Sincerity and truth through this great gospel coming out of our Bible. Coming out of our Bibles. Let's start with the Bible. It's the book of Ezekiel 4 verse 13, and it reads, and the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their bread defile among the Gentiles, right? Eat their bread defile among the Gentiles, whither I have driven them, right? Here we are amongst the Gentiles, and where we're eating genetically modified food, right? Food with chemicals in them, right? Preservatives. That's what dangerous to the human body. Dangerous to the human body. And with these devils, they're all about financial gain, right? The Bible says what? 1 Timothy 6:10, it says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, right? And this is an evil thing that they're poisoning the people of America for what? For the love of money, right? For financial gains. I'm reading, for the love of money is the root of all evil. We'll watch some covered after they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows, right? And pretty soon these people have to pay for what? Poisoning the people, right? For putting out food that they know is not good for the people. It's banned all over the earth. But here in America, it's being sold to you zombies, right? It's being sold to these zombies, and they love these places, right? Number one food place in America. What you got? Subway, 23,494 locations, right? Subway was in the news for having bad food. What else you got? You got Starbucks. Number two, 15,350 locations in Babylon the Great. And you know you got McMurder, 13,651 locations right here. And here we are in the valley of the shadow of death. Let's read about these companies. It says, yes, in 2020, Ireland's Supreme Court ruled that Subway's bread is not legally bread for tax purpose. What it says, Subway bread is not. Yes, in 2020, Ireland's Supreme Court ruled that Subway bread is not legally bread for tax purposes. Yeah, and you could taste this food and see that it's not the same food that we grew up eating, right? You could taste the preservatives, you could taste the chemicals in these foods, and it has a reaction in your stomach, right? A reaction in your stomach. You then ate all this bullshit, you're still hungry, right? Even our bread is bad, and something's not right with the food that they're feeding us here in America. It says the ruling was promptly by an Irish Subway franchise, Bookfinders Ltd, who argued that Subway bread should be exempt from value-added tax because it's a staple food. However, the court ruled that Subway bread doesn't meet the legal definition of bread, or Subway's bread doesn't meet the legal definition of bread, and therefore can't be taxed as such. Right, can't be taxed as such. I'm reading here, it says Starbucks has been involved in a number of incidents related to poison, including in 2019, 2 lawsuits were filed, right? Right, it says in 2019, 2 lawsuits were filed against Starbucks, claiming that the company used hot shots no pest strips in its Manhattan stores to get rid of pest. The strips emit the Lavrus DOV toxic pesticide, right? So these motherfuckers using chemicals all over the place, right? You got companies using chemicals, and you already know what McDonald's, it says McMurder. It says federal health officials Friday said at least 75 people across 13 states have been sickened by recent and deadly E. coli outbreak linked to what? McMurder quarter pounder burgers, right? America's favorite food is what putting people to death, man, because these foods are defiled, right? You just had the president at McDonald's, and you got the JFK dude. He was at McDonald's promoting McDonald's, right? Showing you that this place is against our people when you got the leaders of this society promoting genetically modified foods with chemicals and preservatives that's bad for the human body, right? It says federal health officials on Friday said at least 75 people across 13 states have been sickened by the recent and deadly E. coli outbreak linked to McDonald's quarter pounder hamburgers. The U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention confirmed one fatality linked to the outbreaks. As had been previously reported, at least 22 people have been hospitalized and 2 people developed hemolytic hemolytic uremic syndrome, HUS, a serious health issue that can cause kidney failure. Right, just from eating a burger. It says the person who died, an older person from Colorado, isn't one of the people who developed HUS, the health agency said. I'm going to read the book of Lamentations 3, verse 22. It reads, "It is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassion fail not." Right, here you are in a society, and you're a creation of God that does, you need food to survive. And here you are in a land where they're feeding you food that's what? Dangerous to your system. Right? They're feeding you foods that's banned in other countries, right? Your Skittles is banned in what? Norway, Australia, right? You got the wheat thins. Esau love on the wheat thins. That's banned in Japan, the UK. Right? What else we got? We got farm-raised salmon. They love that salmon. The bodybuilders, right? Little white bitches working out. Salmon, that's banned in New Zealand. Farm-raised salmon is banned in Australia. Right? Milk, BGH, is banned in Canada. American ground beef is also banned in Canada. American chicken is banned in the UK. Mountain Dew, nastiest fucking drink you could ever drink in your life, banned in Japan. Right? Oh, McMurder. McDonald's French fries is banned in Iran. Right? All them chocolate fucking fat police donuts is banned in Norway, Finland. Right? What's going on? They feeding us poison. Right? They feeding us poison. I'm reading it again, Lamentations 3 and 22. "It is of the Lord's Yahweh's mercy that we are not consumed, because his compassion fail not." Right? The Lord said, "I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob." Right? Here we are. Esau wants us out of here. Right? He's trying to get rid of the children of Israel, because you go to them Edomite neighborhoods, they got vegetables, fresh fruits. Right? You go to a nigger neighborhood, it ain't nothing but chemicals and bags of chips and colored drinks. Right? Fried chicken. Right? Shit that's gonna lead to the demise of our people. Right? Because these devils, we are at war. We are at war. The Bible says what? I'm reading the book of Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." Right? They have this, what is that? Set up to watch over the food. Right? VA, whatever they call themselves. Right? They supposed to make sure the food is safe. But guess what? They getting paid off by these companies. Right? We already read the love of money is the root of all evil. Right? It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." Yeah, and they gonna feed you poison, because they don't give a fuck about you people, right? This ain't our home. This ain't our family. This ain't our rest. Micah 2 and 10, it says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted." Right? Your bread is polluted. Your food is polluted. The women are polluted. The knowledge is polluted. Everything is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. Right? That's why it says, "Come out of her and touch not any unclean thing." Right? And that's the spirit you got to be in. Right? You got to know that, hey, man, you are fighting your enemy. Right? Romans 13 and 11 says, "And that knowing the time, that now is high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we have believed." Yeah, we know what time we living in. We living in the time of these devils trying to unalive people. Population control through what? Inoculations, through genetically modified foods, chemtrail sprayings, and poisonings of the people. Right? These devils, they have an agenda, and they're trying to get their agenda accomplished. Right? They got agenda 2025, 2030. But guess what? Yahweh Shem Yahushai, he has his agenda also. Right? The Lord's sending his son back to set order. And before that happens, it's already going to be order being set on the earth through what? Famines and chaos and all hell breaking loose. Right? The Lord about to shut down a bunch of these companies, a bunch of these businesses that's poisoning the people. Isaiah 24 and 5, it says, "The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws and changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant." Our enemy who's in control, right, has defiled the earth, defiled the bread, and really defiled the minds of the people. That's why you people are in the state that you are in, right? You can't think You can't lose weight. You can't get healthy, right? It's really set for your destruction. Joel 1:16, it said, is not meat cut off before our eyes, yea, joy, gladness from the house of the Most High. Yeah, the Lord's going to bring a famine in America. And honestly, it's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a good thing because all these genetically modified foods you've been eating is not beneficial to your system. Right? The Lord going to starve a lot of you fat ass Americans out. I just seen this one fat ass black bitch in the show. Doctor telling her what she need to eat. She go, I don't eat that. I don't know, doctor. I can't do that. This bitch weighing about 1,000 fucking pounds telling the doctor what she can and what she can't do. Right? Right? It's about to get bad out here for these people with that gluttonous spirit. It says, Job 5:20, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. So we got a famine and war coming. And all these things were created for what? The wicked, right? To judge the wicked. Yeah, a lot of you wicked men, you're going to starve to death. You're going to pine away. You're going to eat your children, right? Ezekiel 14:13 says, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me, by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it, right? And this is the sinful kingdom right here in 2024. Babylon the Great going into 2025. What the Lord about to do? He's about to cut off the bread from it, that genetically modified bread, right? Pretty soon it's going to be so bad, them stores going to close. Right? People going to be invading each other's houses looking for food. Right? Everything the scriptures speak about, especially that second Ezra. Let's go to Joel 1:17. It says, the seed is rotten under their clods. Right? The seed is rotten under the clouds. The gardens are laid desolate. The barns are broken down. The corn is withered. How do the beasts groan? The herds of the cattle are perplexed. Read again. How do the beasts groan? The herds of the cattle are perplexed because they have no pasture. Yea, the flocks of the sheep are made desolate. O Yahweh, to thee will I cry, for the fire have devoured the pasture of the wilderness, and the flame have burnt all the trees of the field. The beasts of the field cry also unto thee, for the rivers of water are dried up, and the fire have devoured the pasture of the wilderness. What's been happening? Fires on the East Coast, fires on the West Coast, right? Rivers drying up, right? Rivers being polluted to the point where it's can't drink from these waters and these lakes, especially in America. At one time, the Native Americans used to drink from the waters and the rivers and the lakes. Here in America, you can't do that shit in the times we're living in, right? Too much chemicals, too much poison. Right, so it's bad times coming to America.